Others cannot. Devas also cannot. Who are those devas who enjoy their life? During their previous births, they have done a lot of meritorious deeds as human beings. And they had the opportunity to be born in Devaloka to experience more worldly sensual pleasure. But they do not know what will happen to them in the end. And there they do not perform meritorious deeds. They have no particular religions to consider. When you go to Brahma world, they lead very peaceful, very contented, very happy life, tranquility, calmness. In fact, they use only two senses, eyes and ear. Other three are not active. Control. Especially when this one is controlled, we can live peacefully, you know. All our problems come from here, you know. Beautiful sayings in Christianity and Buddhism, both. People always talk about, we cannot eat this, we cannot eat this, if you eat this, we pollute this, we spoil this. But the Buddha and Jesus both have said, it is not the thing that go to the stomach through the mouth that pollute everything. The thing that come out from the mouth pollute everything. So these are very meaningful sayings. In every religion you can find such wonderful teachings. So they use only eyes and ear for their survival. Who are these people? During their previous birth, they have cultivated, developed, disciplined their senses through meditation. And they are not crazy for sensual pleasure. Rebirth has taken place in Brahma world to spend such a long period, very peaceful life. But the thing is this, they also do not know what will happen to them after their death. They have no idea. The advantage of becoming human being is this. Animals, a spirit, ghost, devils, devas, brahmas never prepare for their next life because they have no such idea. As human beings, we know this is not the first and the last. Of course, according to certain religion, as human being, this is the first and the last. But after death, either heaven or hell. But according to certain other religion, not only heaven and hell, there are 31 planes categorized into 31 planes. People are crazy to go to heaven, not knowing actually what it is, where it is. There was a well-known writer in America. His name was Ingersoll. He said, instead of going to heaven, I prefer to go to hell. Because according to certain religions, those who do not believe in God will go to hell. psychologists, rationalists, free thinkers, including the Buddha. All are in hell. If I go to hell, I meet all those intellectuals. I can have a nice time with them. I think heaven is good for playboys, not for me. This is the way, actually, how they ridicule this kind of belief. Those who do not use their common sense. According to the Buddha, heaven and hell, only Buddhism preaches like this. Very clearly he mentioned, hell is not located under this earth or under the great ocean or under great Mahameru. Heaven is not a particular area created by anybody. He used this word. Only foolish people believe that hell is under this. You can examine today. Modern equipments are so advanced, you can drill from here to the bottom to see whether there is hell. Instead of hell, you will be landed in America. You try and see. That is what the Buddha says. Hell is not located anywhere under this. Hell exists everywhere. What is the definitions of hell? Now we are not in hell. From our birth up the last breath, without any interval, life is nothing but suffering and suffering and suffering up to the end. That is hell. Here we too have sufferings, but occasionally we laugh, we joke, we enjoy, again we cry, we fight, we quarrel, and we worry, we suffer, again we laugh. Therefore we are not in hell. But there are millions from their birth up to the end, nothing but suffering, 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 suffering. The Buddha said that is hell. Another man, very rich man, approached the Buddha. His name was Kutadanta. He said, we have no time to meditate, to observe 8 precepts. We are rich people. Even then, after our death, we like to go to heaven and enjoy our life. Ask the Buddha whether there is any shortcut. Then the Buddha said, why do you want to wait until you die to experience heavenly bliss? While you are living here in this world, you can experience heavenly bliss if you know how to handle this life properly. Can understand, Buddha is a practical religious teacher who never create mythology, belief, imaginations in our mind. Practical way. You can create your heaven if you know how to handle your life. That is what you are here, to know something, how to make use of this life, how to avoid problems and troubles and worries and disturbances, how to gain more knowledge and understanding and wisdom. You are here for this purpose. So after learning, through your understanding, you can adjust. But other living beings have no that chance. That's why I told you, we are fortunate. Assume we are suffering. While sufferings, we think we are suffering while others are enjoying. because we have not done enough good karma during our previous birth to maintain our human life. Therefore, we must be wise. Therefore, we must prepare not to suffer again. Then do more and more meritorious deeds. What is the meaning of meritorious deeds? Do some service to others to release their suffering, their worries, their fear and their poverty, their problems. These are called meritorious deeds. Do some service to others. The more you gain happiness, the merit means happiness. By doing some good deed, the happiness that you gain is called merit. It is not the material gain, the happiness. That happiness, punyani paralokasming patitta honti paninam, the sayings of the Buddha. Punya, chittang punati ti punyang. English word merit doesn't give the real meaning. Whenever we do some good deeds with confidence, with happiness, with understanding, that is called punya, merit. English word merit doesn't give that meaning. The Buddha used the word merit as punya. Punyani paralokasmin. After our death, there is nobody else to help us. Only our own karma. But some people still believe that after their death, when people put something into their coffin, they get in the next life. Do you know, according to my observation, I noticed Chinese are the most cleverest people in this world. Do you know why? They are the only people who open a bank in hell. Americans also could not do that. That's true. Not only that, they produce currency note, valid in hell. What happened? When they burn this currency note, one who is in hell receives just like a fax message. See how clever they are? I understand in Taiwan there is a modern method. Because every day they are burning, especially this period, your good friends coming. This period, they burn and burn and burn, and the whole country, the smoke. So now they have introduced credit card system. Put the credit card into the coffin, finish, nothing to burn. I think better to introduce in Singapore also. Another thing that I noticed, Chinese ghosts are very obedient ghosts. Because there is a proper time for them to come out, there is a proper period for them to stay, proper time for them to go back. But all the other devils come and disturb us every day. See how good they are. You give only one chicken leg, they satisfy, go back and sleep for 1 year. Very good. So, my dear friend, we have to use our common sense, intelligence, without following traditional method, practices introduced by our forefathers, when science and various other modern educations were not advanced for us to understand the nature of life, nature of death, nature of birth, nature of the world, they were in the dark. The method they started to avoid certain fear and worries and disturbances, still we follow. Time has come for us to minimize as much as possible, because we notice the other religionists take the advantage to condemn, to ridicule what Buddhists are doing. They say Buddhist. Whatever Chinese do, poor Buddhism get the blame. Because all these things they burn and burn and burn, where did the Buddha ask you to burn all these things? He asked you to burn only one thing, jhana. Attainment of jhana means burning. Burn your defilement, burn your anger, burn your jealousy, burn your greedy, burn your selfishness. Jhana. Burn only these things, not the papers and joysticks and everything. So, they asked me to stop by 9 o'clock. Still, I could not complete one first principle. Anyway, let us come to the second one. Sila we have completed, I explained. We do not observe Sila only by abstaining or keeping away. If you say, I take the precept not to kill, not to steal, not to do this, that is only one aspect. Charitra Sila, Varitra Sila. Two aspects, negative and positive. When you decide not to kill, varitra, keep away from killing by knowing that it is bad. Then the Buddha said like this, if you cannot understand why killing is bad, attanang upamang kattva nahaneyana ghate. When another person come and try to kill you, how do you feel? Very nice. Try to cut or try to shoot or try to stab, how do you feel? Attanang upamang kattva. So when you try to kill another living being, that living beings also experience the same thing what you experience. See the practical way how the Buddha preached. Another very nice parable to understand Buddha's way of teaching. One day when he was sitting on the bank of a river with a group of disciples, he saw a piece of wood, a log, floating in the river. Then the Buddha says, can you see that piece of wood floating there? Yes. What do you think about, what is the fate of this log? Because his way of teaching is not by giving talk or lecture. Allow others to think. Then open the mind, give the chance for them to open the mind to understand. But others give commandment, religious laws by creating fear and threatening, frightening. But the Buddha never adopted that method. Only opening the mind. Some disciples said, I think the more and more water goes inside, it may sink.